So now you know how to cut and thrust with your sword. It's time to bring it to an opponent. So if you are using a partner, I want you to be very careful to use appropriate protective gear, but more importantly, appropriate caution. So Chris here is wearing a mask and gorget and gloves. He's not wearing any protection on his body, and we're using steel swords, so we are not going to hit to the body. I'm not wearing a mask, so I can talk to you, but I trust Chris, and that is the most important thing, is that you have a partner you can trust. And until you're very experienced, please use protective gear, and use more protective gear than this. Use hard elbows, shoulders, maybe a padded gambeson, until you're confident of your ability not to hurt your partner. So the first thing we're going to do is test our measure. So measure is the amount of space we need to hit each other. So from here, if I'm in Guardia Alta, I can just touch him with my sword, so I'm a little bit far away. I want to be able to get a handspan or a palmo of my sword to his shoulder here. So I'll test that again. And then he's going to test his measure, which is going to be different than mine because he's taller and he has a different length sword. So once Chris is comfortable with his measure, we're going to actually exchange blows, and I'm going to defend myself with a parry. So if we're both in Guardia Alta, and he comes with a blow to my left shoulder, and recover, the simplest thing is to put my sword in the way. I'm frightening the dog. So I have simply put my sword in the way of his blow. This is called a parry. One more time. One of the things you'll notice is that I step back. If I stay put when he does that, I can still stop his sword, but I don't feel as safe. I would much rather retreat a little bit. Once I've dealt with his sword, then I can advance into measure, perhaps with a thrust. Something like that. We're not going to worry about the riposte right now, just the defense. One more time. And if he's coming from the opposite shoulder, so with a reverso, and if I'm also on my left shoulder, step back and parry. Now we can also do deflections. We can do parries and deflections from all four guards, but for the purpose of this lesson, we're just going to do parries from the high guards and deflections from the low guards. So if Chris is coming with a mandrito, and I want to deflect, I'm going to be in dente al chingara. So he comes, just do one for measure. He's a little far away. Good. And I just bring my sword up, and then I can return with a riposte if I want to. This is called a deflection because it is deflecting his cut. It's not meeting it and bouncing off, it's just changing the angle. So if we do this really slowly, his sword's coming here, and I'm just coming behind it so that my sword just redirects it slightly. If he's coming with a reverso, and I come up into Guardia di Faccia here. One more time. So you notice that from dente al chingara I deflected with my false edge. From Porta di Ferro I deflected with my true edge. You can use either from dente al chingara, you can use your true edge as well. And this deflects up into Guardia di Testa. From Porta di Ferro, I don't want to deflect with the false edge because it doesn't cover the line. I always want to come up true edge from my right side.